So, Deeb, I have this crazy comparison for you this week. Are you ready for this?
No.
You may have seen this already, but if you haven't, it's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your damn mind, okay? Career playoff points.
Oh, here we go.
Under the age of 22, Bronny James has 10 of them. Michael Jordan has 0. What's up, everybody? Single Barrel Sports Podcast.
Oh my God. This man just compared Bronny James to Michael Jordan. I don't think I can even play tonight.
The stats write themselves, my friend. He's already got a better start to his NBA career.
Is your golfer wearing a Bronny James jersey?
No, this is the king, LeBron James, the senior.
He's 25?
No, they don't have his actual number in here or his name. This game can't afford that.
The fact that you can wear a Lakers jersey in this game is kind of disrespectful.
They actually have one for like every NBA team. I don't know if you've actually gone in, but yeah, if you're listening and you play PGA 2K, there's a lot of actual basketball jerseys you can choose from. But that's what we're doing tonight, right, Dee? Why don't you kind of just talk about what we're going to be doing here? A little bit of a different format compared to our normal.
Well, so I got Scott into PGA 2K a couple weeks back, and we decided to teach him how to play the game. So we're back to do that and to test his skills at the course this week, which is the Doral Blue Monster in Miami, which is what the PGA Tour is actually playing. So we figured we'd entertain you all with some more fun PGA gaming.
Little preview for what the pros are doing this weekend. And Deeb beat me, I think, by like 16 strokes, maybe more, maybe 20 last time. So the goal here is to keep it within 10 would be really cool.
Yeah, you just gotta get better each game.
That's right.
That's the goal. I think. All right, I'm ready. If you are,
I got it ready.
Got it ready up, then we're good.
Yep.
But
so if people are listening tonight and or listening to this once it's posted and you don't get to see it, we are playing the PGA video game while we're talking sports tonight. We've done this a couple of times through live streaming, but tonight we just are just going to kind of play the game and just talk about some things happening in real sports, like the Lakers being up 3-1 in a playoff series, despite not having Austin Reeves or Luka Doncic. And Austin Reeves is coming back now, which means the King did his job. This team is going to go far. You're going to go far, kids.
I don't know about that, Lakers, man. But the one thing I don't know if you may not be watching this, Scott, as much, but I was actually surprisingly watching some NBA playoff basketball last night because, versus Magic game. Did you see what happened last night, or have you been following that at all?
No, I've seen some highlights and have kept up generally speaking, but I did not see any of that game last night.
Yeah, so the Pistons are the 1 seed, so obviously they're the favorite, and the Magic, I believe, they're the 8th seed, so it's still in the first round. Dude, the Magic have these 2 guys. One of them's last name is Bane, which is the main guy, and then another one's
Was he born in the streets and molded by it?
Yes. So his last name's Bane. The other dude's last name is Kane. So I'm just like, what are we doing here? Like, do we just pick
Bane and Kane?
Yeah, we just pick up guys that like have rhyming last names. But dude, this I can't even think of his first name, but whatever his first name is, Bane. Animal, dude. Like I don't even like know how to explain it. They could not stop him. Like he dominated them. And so the Pistons right now are down, I think 3-1 to the Magic, and they're the number 1 seed. And I just hit it in the sand.
I did see, and this is just Twitter banters, right? So you just take it for what it is. But I did see some people talking about the Pistons. And granted, I haven't watched them play really at all this year, if I'm being actually honest with myself here. But I've seen some people, I'm in the sand right by you. I've seen some people online talking about the Pistons and kind of calling them like one of the softest 1 seeds in a long time. So I'm curious what your thoughts are about that, Deeb.
It's weird because I actually don't think that based on like they actually have some really physical dudes on that team. I don't know if you saw, they've gotten into some semi altercations this season where like guys have almost gotten into fights, which naturally, that's just kind of how the Pistons roll, I guess, if you guys remember the Malice in the Palace that occurred. But I don't know that they're necessarily, I wouldn't call them soft. I just think they're a very talented team, but I don't know, man. Like, it's just not clicking in the series right now. It's weird. It's like they couldn't make a shot at the end. Cade Cunningham was struggling. I don't know, like that Bane guy was just killing them. There was one series I saw where it was like a wild back and forth where like Orlando just kept shooting and missing and getting the rebound and shooting and missing and getting the rebound, and it was just chaotic, and then Detroit like stole it. It was just like a kind of a wild, let's call it what it is. It was just kind of like a wild end of the game where the Magic just ended up pulling it out. But I don't know. I mean, I thought the Pistons are going to go far, but based on how they've played against the Magic, it's not looking good.
Not
And
so
Scott's
far,
winning -1.
Yeah, I got a birdie on the first hole. Look at that. Look at that.
Well, speaking of birdies, though, Scott, welcome everybody to the Single Barrel Sports Not Birdie podcast. My name is Deep.
My name is Scott, and I am winning in PGA 2K.
This is a historic moment for you.
It's the first time I've ever had a lead against you.
I mean, listen, anything can happen in golf, and that's why we play it. But this is actually a really interesting course. I don't know how much you know about some of the controversy behind why there's a little bit of tension with the PGA Tour playing here this week.
No, I don't know anything at all about this course. I know it has Trump's name in it, so I don't know if that's part of it or not.
It is not part of it, surprisingly. I think some of the weird awkwardness to it is that this is actually a course that Live Golf traditionally has been playing.
Interesting. Ooh. Did I just hit the flagstick?
Yeah, and it kind of screwed you.
That sucks.
Wow. Great shot.
Thank you.
But yeah, so the controversy or kind of the weird part is that Live Golf has been playing this course.
Interesting. No, I had no knowledge of that.
And
nice shot.
Ooh, a little roller. So it's kind of, I don't actually know if the PGA Tour played this last year. This might be their first time playing it in either a while, or I don't know if they've actually ever played here. I'd have to look that up.
Oh, okay. Messed that one up.
Scott just chips it 2 inches when he hits the pin. Naturally.
Not what we want there.
So what do you think after playing this game for a couple weeks now? What would you say about this game based on you not playing golf games for a long time?
Yeah. So some of the history, when we did our last one on this, I think I talked about how I played this game back when I was like, I don't know, 13, like 20 years ago. More than that, but that's fine. And I think that back then I loved like the cosmetics and slowly the slow grind of getting better clubs and making your character look cool and kind of working your way through all that. What I really like about this game, playing it now and at the age of 35, I think it is just like a relaxing game where you can just sit back and like talk like what we're doing right now. You can just vibe. It doesn't feel like high pressure, high intensity where you've got to like be, like I don't have my eyes wide open, like leaning forward in my seat when I play this game. Right.
Yeah.
And so I feel like in a way it feels very social. Yeah. I think that might be my biggest takeaway from it. It just feels like a game you can just play with friends or by yourself and just kind of chill. It doesn't take a lot of energy or stress to sit down and just enjoy it.
Yeah, it's kind of like calming in a way, right?
I will say that there's times that it pisses me off, but that's every video game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's realistic, like pretty like spot on with how it feels though?
I can't think of any way to make it feel to make it feel more realistic. I do think it kind of like you have to read the course and you have to pay attention to the wind and the slopes and the lies, like all these things matter a lot more than you might think that they do if you have never played it before. And so in that regard, yeah, I feel like it does have quite a bit of realism to it.
Yeah. It's just like when stuff like what you just had happen where you just hit it and it like when it hits the green, it just feels like there's like a feel to it.
The physics are nice. Yeah. Like the bouncing, the rolling, I don't even know what to call this, but like when it goes right to left or left to right, when you're putting, like all that feels very realistic. Holy dude, you almost just nailed that one.
Oh, speaking of left to right, that was a lengthy putt there. Yeah, no, I think they've done a really nice job with this series. And I don't know if you knew this, but they actually only release a game every other year.
Oh, Nikes.
So they're not doing a yearly, at least they haven't been. Like they did a 2K23, then 25, and then we probably won't get another one until, I don't know. I'd have to check and see if they release it like kind of the year before or whatever, if that makes sense. Like going into 27, we'll get it.
Probably. I mean, this one. Well, when did this one come out?
I feel like this came out in 24. I'm almost positive it did. Like, I don't even remember the timeline, actually, of when it comes out. Like, you know what I mean? How they how
Yeah.
like college football comes out in, whatever, July or
I I have a question for you, Deeb.
yeah.
This might take kind of thinking back to like childhood and just historical perspectives here, but do you think that when you play sports video games and when you actually sink a decent bit of time into them, do you think that that makes you more engaged as a fan of that sport, like in real life? And
Ooh.
why? If you think so, then why?
Sorry, I was admiring my great shot there. That just
It
went
was a
like
great shot.
5 feet from the. That's all. This is actually a hard par three. So I think playing the video game for sports that you either watch or are a fan
Shit.
of. Oh no! in the drink.
I'm in the drink. Yes.
Playing the video game for sports that you're either a fan of or like to watch. I think it puts you a little bit closer to the sport as a fan because
Mm-hmm.
you kind of get to experience it and in your own special way, right? So like this, for example, like we watch golf. We're in the DraftKings fantasy league that we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And this one's a little different because you don't really play as your own players, right? You can this game they have like you can play as certain players, but you really like it's your character, right? So like you kind of take your own identity and who you create for your golfer.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I learn a lot about the courses that those
Ooh,
players
okay.
play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why I actually kind of like playing the course on a weekly basis or if possible, because then I just feel like I know the course better. Like when we played what the heck was it? Harbor Town when you and I played last, and then when
Mm-hmm.
I did Augusta, I think I did like a solo video. I
Yeah.
felt like I knew so much more about Augusta because I had like walked and you know what I mean, seen all those holes from like my own perspective, taking my time and
Yeah.
playing it. So when I watched the actual event, I just felt way more connected to it because it was that just personalization of like, oh yeah, like if you hit it here on this hole, this is going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, I feel that way about the hole we just played. What was it, hole four we just played? I remember before I drove, I was like, oh well, let me just up club this, and I'm gonna go onto the green with my first stroke, like you did.
Yeah.
But there's a I'm in the sand, but there wasn't a lot of room to miss right, and I missed right. So then I was taking a drink, then I'm in the
Mm-hmm.
water.
Mm-hmm.
So now when I watch on this weekend, I'm going to be like, if I see someone on hole four, I'm going to remember that, right? And I'm
Mm-hmm.
probably going to hear the announcers talking about, you can't miss right on this hole. Like they talk about that stuff a lot, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna be paying more attention to all of that stuff. I feel like just because it happened to me in the game, so I'm
Right.
just more aware of it.
Yep, for sure. And there's other obviously there's many other types of sports games. So like we also do a college football dynasty league
Mm-hmm.
where right now maybe it's not as it's not I don't want to say not as appreciative, but it's like during when we played during the actual season, like I felt like we were kind of on a cadence where we would play each week of the season. I think
Mm-hmm.
that kind of was cool because you were connected to it and you almost felt like you were playing along with the college football season. But now it just feels like if I was the owner or GM, or I don't even know, I mean, I guess there's no GMs in college, but if I was like
The
the
athletic director.
athletic director, yeah, I'm like trying to think of the name and it's not NFL. If I was the athletic director, how would I go about, or if I was the head coach, how would I go about calling the plays and recruiting? So I don't
Yeah.
know. It makes you appreciate the details, I think, of the sport too.
Yeah, I think a good example for me. I mean, I've always been. Oh, I missed
Ooh,
that barely. I've
dang.
always been really big into hockey, and obviously, I'm wearing my Blues jersey. If you're watching live tonight, I love the St. Louis Blues.
Yeah.
And growing up, I would only watch the Blues games. Well, most of my life, even as I got older, I would only watch the Blues games. And I feel like by playing like franchise mode on like the NHL video games and things like that, then I would just have a cute sense of like who was good in the league and like what team they were on and like what their play style was like. Just kind of from playing the game and it simulating them good enough that I kind of understood how these players played the game of hockey. When I would actually watch them on TV, I would know who the stars were on a team and like how they played. And so I do think that video games, if done properly, can kind of bring people closer to the sport on a more on a wider scale level
Mm-hmm.
versus like maybe just having like their player or their team or whatever that they follow.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like baseball, MLB The Show does a really good job of that too. I haven't played that game in several years, but I've got some friends who do, and I feel like they always did a really good job of that too, of kind of like bringing some realism to the game and like allowing you to really connect and understand the players too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and yeah, you get to know more of the people of who's on the roster. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like
Mm-hmm.
you can learn a lot from you can learn a lot of the details by playing some of these games where people are, in the game, and you kind of like learn more about not like them, but just like who's on the roster, what's their number, what's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
what's their general play style, or what are they good at. And then when you watch it in real life, you're like, this makes sense. Or you might also, sometimes I find myself saying, wow, they really got this player wrong. In the
Yeah.
game they're like horrible, but in real life they're like really good. Like which that just happens because stuff gets outdated in these games. But I did not to completely change topics, but I was curious what your general thoughts are on the NFL draft, because I know we talked about it and had a episode last week where we kind of tried to do more of a general discussion about some of the stuff. And now that you've seen what actually happened, what was your reaction to the draft?
Well, there's a few things that I think are worthy of discussing with the NFL draft. So I'm going to go in kind of a reverse order here. Did you see the Diego Pavia stuff where he didn't get drafted? That Heisman runner-up from Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I did. The QB.
Have you seen some of the controversy around that player and like maybe why he didn't get drafted?
I mean, the only thing I can really think of, this is very random, but I feel like isn't his mom kind of like, I don't know, controversial? I feel like I've heard like Theo Vaughn, the comedian, talk about him and his mom. And I know Theo's a really big Vanderbilt fan because he lives in Nashville, but I don't know
Mm-hmm.
too much other than I just feel like he's more like he's outspoken. Like he'll go out there and
Yeah,
just like say
very
stuff on
outspoken.
social media and interviews and stuff.
So I don't know anything about his mom, but I do know that when he didn't get the Heisman, he made like a social media post that was like F the voters for the Heisman or something, like basically like calling them out for not choosing him and acting like he should have got it. And then I've been reading more and more things about him. It sounds like in college he had this like mentality of like he didn't have an agent that helped him with like NIL stuff. And I saw an interview of where John Gruden was asking him about it, and he was just like, I know what I'm worth, and I'm not letting anyone have my money. I'm not letting anyone take my cut. Like he was talking about like the 5 to 10% or whatever. And so basically he was just like, and I don't think that mentality is necessarily a bad thing on its own.
Oh, sorry.
Where did that? Oh, that bounced
you
way
got
up in
so
the air.
lucky, dude. You just got so lucky. You literally it was a weird shot shape, and I was kind of like, wow, he's going for that, and then it hit that rock.
I lost a little power on it on my swing. But I was trying to take that exact approach, and it was almost just like a couple inches short to where it hit the rock and then shot way up in the air.
Oh, I just got effed.
Yeah, you're in the water.
Drink.
Well, at least we both hit the rock. I feel better about it.
Yeah, bro, it's making me trying to drop it. What is this? I have to drop it on the rock? I mean, I guess I got to drop it over here.
But anyway, so Pavia, so there's all this stuff, right, in his past. And then the last thing that I have been reading is that when he was interviewing with these NFL teams that were interested in like potentially drafting him, it sounds like teams had asked him like, well, how do you feel about like transitioning to like the backup role and like learning behind somebody, which I would say is a pretty reasonable question considering, he's a rookie, and he's probably not going to start right away, especially if he go like depending on the team he goes to, he definitely wouldn't start right away. And apparently his answer, and I think he was trying to be confident, and it was coming off as arrogant. But his answer was basically to all these teams, I'm not going to be the backup. Like my plan is to come in and be your starter on day one. I won't be a backup. Like he was basically like, that was his answer to all these GMs.
Wow.
And so I think that's a big reason why he didn't get drafted too. It was almost like a pattern of maybe like borderline arrogance versus confidence. And like you said, being outspoken, like how he like was outspoken against the voters for the Heisman and things like that. So I did find it fascinating. I don't necessarily think that he was I don't know that any of these teams should have drafted him.
Yeah.
But I mean, people like other quarterbacks that I think he is similar in skill to did get drafted. So yeah, I'm assuming that a lot of it had to do with like attitude stuff. It kind of got remedied. He did sign with the Ravens. I think just today they signed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he was an undrafted free agent that was supposed to get a tryout on Saturday. And they escalated that timeline. They actually ended up signing him today on Tuesday. Okay. So he is actually on an NFL roster now, but it kind of reminded me, it was almost like the shades of Shedeur Sanders last year where, time kept going by and he just kept not being drafted. And I was like, well, here we go again.
Yeah.
Except he didn't actually get drafted at all. And so that in that regard, it was different.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that I heard is I feel like there was concerns about his height
I think.
and and his size or something like that, which is understandable, but I don't know. I mean, there's also, I mean, if you compare him maybe to like other people that were in the draft class, yes, but I don't know.
I mean, I don't know that he's going to, I might catch, maybe this is not something that people would agree with, right? But I don't think Carson Beck is going to be that successful as an NFL quarterback. And he got drafted in the 3rd round. So
who did he go to? I actually didn't see.
He went to the Cardinals.
So drafted.
The Cardinals is such a weird squad because they've now got Jacoby Brissett. I think Gardner Minshew signed with them, and now they also have Carson Beck.
And didn't they get Jeremiah Love?
Yes, which is who I wanted to talk about next.
Wow, okay.
Perfect segue.
Yeah.
That was really all I wanted to say about Pavia. So yeah, good time to segue then to Jeremiah Love. And what a story that was. 3rd overall pick, and they drafted him. And here's the thing. Jeremiah Love is that good, right? But they just signed James Conner to a contract extension this year. I think it was only 1 year, but they extended him. They signed Tyler Algier. I think that was a 2-year deal, maybe. They still have Benson. They still have Bam Knight. Like they had like 4 running backs that were like decent running backs, right? And then they used their 3rd overall pick to draft Jeremiah Love. And again, Jeremiah Love, definitely the best running back in the draft.
Yeah.
But this is another team, just like last year with the Raiders, that they have other issues. Like you're going to have a rookie running back now running behind a crappy offensive line without having a good quarterback on the team. And it's just like, what could we have done instead, right? Like, could we have traded this pick and gotten like a couple of linemen or like a lineman and a defenseman, like a safety or something? Like, they have a lot of gaps on that team, right? Yeah. And it's just like, almost like, did you need a 5th running back instead of like filling one of your holes on the offensive line or a safety or something? Like, it just feels like it was almost like unnecessary. Yeah. And the other thing that's really weird, in my opinion, about it now is because like salaries and not incentives, but like sign-on bonuses and all that stuff, guarantees, they're kind of more based on when you're drafted. Like he was drafted 3rd overall. So now he's got like much more like incentive or guaranteed money than like other, like pretty much any running back in the league. I think I was hearing.
Wow.
Oh, dude, I suck.
Double drink.
I'm in heavy rough, and I'm over here trying to punch it. I just need to relax a little bit.
I was gonna say, I don't know. I know you're switching through your shot things, but
oh, dude, I just can't get it over the hill. I can take a drop this time, though.
My God.
But anyway, yeah, It's going to be interesting. I mean, Jeremiah Love is definitely going to be the best running back on that team, I think.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I just don't know if I agree with the decision at this time. And now he's going to have, like, it's just so weird to me that coming in as a rookie, he's going to have so many more guarantees and like better salary than so many running backs in the league. Like,
yeah,
he's going to be making more money than James Cook. Like that's crazy to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm trying to think, other than Genty, has there been a running back taken higher?
Well, I don't think Genty was even taken higher. I think Genty was like 6th or 5th overall or something, right? Wasn't he?
Yeah, I'm saying like generally, I mean, running backs are actually not usually drafted that high, right?
Yeah, no, they're not. Yeah, going 3rd overall is kind of crazy for a running back.
Yeah. So like these 2 guys are out of the ordinary, I would say, for the draft.
Yes.
It doesn't happen that often anymore these days.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think with good reason. Most teams run running backs by committee. You don't need someone to be an every down running back, but you do need like an every down left tackle or wide receiver or every position on the defense, So like it kind of makes sense in a way to not prioritize running back with like a top 10 overall pick. But here we are 2 years in a row where that has happened. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, and they have shorter lifespan, just in general for careers. So they're kind
of more injuries, shorter lifespan. Yep.
More of a liability, generally speaking. So Scott,
dude, that hole decimated me.
I was going to say, tell me what happened with your score all of a sudden.
So on hole 9, I hit the water 3 times. And then I missed a makeable putt.
On a par 3.
+9. I think I was +4 maybe before that hole.
You were +3.
Oh man, so I went 6 over on one hole. Good. That's great. That's awesome. Thrilled about that.
It happens.
Thrilled about it. I think the other interesting thing about the running back situation is, first of all, Deeb, last week you asked me over under 1.5 running backs being drafted in the first round. And I said there will be 2, and the second one will be chosen from the Seahawks at the 32nd spot.
Yeah.
And my friend, that was exactly right. That's exactly what happened. The crazy thing, and we did talk about this last week too, is that they were both from the same college team. They were both from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Which is just kind of wild if you think about all the running backs in the country. Only 2 of them were first-round draft picks, and they both were from the same college.
I was going to say, I'm surprised you didn't place that bet after we talked about it.
I actually thought about doing that, and life got busy, and it just didn't happen.
That's fair. I feel like I remember you texting me, and you were like, damn, I should have put that bet down. And I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ooh.
The big putt. Let's go.
Wow.
Big putt for the kid.
You needed that one.
A birdie after getting 6 over on a hole.
6 over on a hole. I don't think I've ever seen that in real life. Oh, damn. Missed an easy one.
But yeah, so yeah, it'll be interesting, man. I'm genuinely curious, and I would love if anyone's listening still to comment on this. How viable is Jeremiah Love going to be in fantasy football this season as a running back? Because it feels to me like it's probably going to end up being kind of like Genty last year, where despite having all the skill in the world, he's probably not going to have elite production just because of the situation that he's in.
Well, like, there's nothing wrong with James Conner, right? I mean, not
just injury prone.
I was going to say he got hurt, didn't he, last year?
Yeah, but he gets hurt a lot.
Yeah.
But that's why they signed Tyler Algier, and that's why they have Trey Benson, right? Like, I don't know. It's just something's going to have to happen, right? Like they're going to have to trade Benson or something. It just doesn't make sense to have all of those guys.
Yeah. Well, I just remember last year because I think I had Connor, and then he got hurt, and I picked up, was it Benson? Whoever is the backup, and then he got hurt, and I was like, okay, I'm done with this team. Like, I'm not picking up the 4th string guy at this point. Come on, go in.
Well, that was a nice shot.
I wanted a little backspin.
Yeah, they were a mess. They were a mess last season with the injuries at the running back spot. But
so no surprises, Mendoza went first. But wasn't there a team that traded up to get a higher pick? I'm trying to remember who it was.
There were several trade ups.
Like one of the top 10 picks, though.
Yeah.
Who was it? Was it the Jets or something? Or no, the Jets are horrible, so they probably had a top 10 pick. Is it the Giants?
Well, they did that before the draft. They traded up.
Okay.
It was the Chiefs. The Chiefs went up to number 6 and drafted the cornerback Delane.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. The Chiefs.
Yeah. Dude, okay. This was not something I initially thought about, but did you see the Mekhi Lemon story? Like,
yeah,
being
dude,
on the phone.
That guy's wrecked. I mean, I don't know exactly what you're talking about. I just have seen videos of him, and I'm like, what is going on with this guy?
Dude, that's the guy I was asking you about. Remember a couple weeks ago when I was like, did you see any of his combine interviews? That's the guy. Yeah, he's weird, man.
Makes
like,
more
he's
sense
like
now.
A snake and has weird eye contact, and it's like, what is he doing?
He's just wrecked.
Anyway, this story is phenomenal, man. So he is on the phone. I forget what pick he was. I think he was the 20th pick, maybe.
Something like that, yeah.
And whatever he was, the Steelers were the next pick. I think they were 21. And he's on the phone with the Steelers, and they're like talking about how they're going to pick him at 21. And then this is being recorded. Like, it's being recorded. He's on the phone with the Steelers. They're telling him they're going to pick him. And then he goes, wait, why is Philly calling me? And so they answer the phone, and Philadelphia's on the line, and they're like, we're drafting you right now at 20.
Oh, my God.
So he literally was on the phone with one team and got drafted by another team, like, while he was on the phone with them.
I don't know. I mean, he might fit in Philly.
That I agree.
I feel like sometimes they just have kind of weird situations there with players. So
yeah, but we'll see. Even like when he went up on stage at the draft, he was just doing that weird kind of like head movement, and I was just like, what is going on with this guy, man?
Oof, that shot seemed like it hurt. Wow,
yikes.
I'm trying to think. Were there any surprising picks or anything where you were like, holy crap?
Yes, big time. So I think I talked to you about this. In my opinion, I thought Ty Simpson was definitely the second best quarterback in this draft, and I thought he would be the second one drafted. I did not think he would go as early as he did, though. I think when we talked about it, I was like, he could go first round, or I could see him potentially being like a second round pick.
Yeah,
he went number 13 to the Rams.
Yeah,
the Rams, who have Matthew Stafford, and they already have Stetson Bennett at backup. And this is another one that was like a huge shock. I don't think many people expected the Rams, who are always in Super Bowl contention right now, to kind of forego the 13th overall pick that could really make them a better team now to pick up another potential replacement for Stafford in the future.
Mm.
And so I think I know Rams fans personally that they were not happy about that. They were pretty upset about that decision.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I think what made it really awkward is Sean McVay. Did you see any of Sean McVay's interviews?
Yeah, he wasn't he like on the phone with him, and I don't remember. He said something like, I feel like Simpson said something to him, and he like kind of was a little dismissive about it. Right? Is that the way you're talking about?
That is not what I was talking about. He did have a weird phone call with him as well.
Okay.
But an interviewer talked to Sean McVay, and they were asking about the pick, and they were basically like, yeah, like how does this help the team? Like how do you think this fits in? And he was just like, well, I don't know. This is Matthew's team. And then they were like, yeah, but like he could back him up or whatever. And he was just like, well, Stetson's our backup. Like this, he's not just going to come in and be the backup. Like he's going to have to like earn everything he gets. And it was just like, it was on the night he was drafted, and he was just like, his head coach was just almost like dismissing him. And then it came out that Sean McVay had never even met Ty Simpson.
Wow.
Like they never even like spoke or met before.
Interesting.
So, and the team went and drafted him. So I think Sean McVay's body language was just screaming that he was pissed off and that he hated the pick.
Yeah.
And as some of the details came out, I was like, oh, well, no wonder. And then a really funny thing happened. And I didn't verify this one, so take this with a grain of salt. But I saw a video where they were interviewing Ty Simpson, and they were like, have you talked to Matthew Stafford yet? Like since he got drafted? And he was like, no, I haven't heard from Matthew, and I haven't talked at all. But Kelly, who's Matthew's wife, she was like, but Kelly texted me on Instagram and told me welcome to the family, and like if I needed anything to let them know. And do you know about like some of the stuff that she said before about like in college, how she like slept with his roommate or slept with the backup quarterback or something to make him jealous?
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. So like the joke like wrote itself because that's the history there.
Oh,
and then she's over here like, yes. And then he's like, yeah, but Kelly DM'd me. And I'm like, oh no.
Wow. That's super awkward.
Yeah. So yeah, just a ton of awkwardness between like the McVay stuff, the fact that Stafford still hadn't reached out to him about like the next day, but that Stafford's wife did. And again, take the Stafford wife thing with a grain of salt, because I saw a video of that, but there's so much fake stuff on the internet now, and I didn't actually verify its credibility.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was hilarious. And I was like, dude, everything about that draft pick is just screaming awkward right now. And it genuinely does not help this team win a Super Bowl right now. All it does is give them a sprinkle of hope that maybe he pans out as a replacement in the future. But this is a team that could literally win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
Like if they add another piece, it makes them even better.
Well, the one thing I'm wondering about is like, didn't Stetson Bennett have to check into like rehab or something?
Did he? I don't know.
I swear he did. You can look it up, but I thought he had some really like, I don't know if it was addiction. I don't remember exactly the scenario, but I swear it was like close.
Oh yeah, it was his rookie season.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was like when he got drafted. I thought he had to like go to rehab. So maybe there's
but
really
he's back,
not
though.
Yeah, but maybe
in 2024.
Maybe there's just not that stability as the backup for Stafford, and that's what they're thinking. Like, we don't know if this guy's going to work out long term.
Maybe, man. It just, I don't know. McVay didn't seem super happy about it, and he even mentioned Stetson's name as the backup. So
yeah, well, I mean, it doesn't mean he doesn't like the guy, but you know what I mean. Maybe from what they're seeing, it's like, he's kind of a liability, or maybe this won't work out. And if something happens to him, then we don't have a quarterback at all if Stafford's gone or goes down.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, I think Ty Simpson, like I said, probably the second best quarterback in this draft. I know he went in that position, and I expected that, but I also, nice putt, dude, 36 feet. I also feel like Stetson, there's no guarantee that Ty Simpson's actually going to be good in the NFL either. I feel like this entire draft kind of feels that way. Like,
yeah.
Yes, Mendoza is a dog, and yes, he has earned the right to be picked when he did, even though I don't think the team that picked him needed to pick him. But even him, I'm like, well, I really want to see him play a couple of seasons because I'm not convinced he's going to actually come in and like rock the NFL,
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like next year's quarterback draft is going to be so much better. And so it's just kind of weird to me that teams kind of went in as heavily as they did on some of the quarterbacks this season.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm trying to think, other than those guys, I mean, it didn't really seem like there was too much controversy. I am not going to lie, I think it sucks that Sadiq went to the Jets because I just feel like that's it's a career-killing team, unfortunately.
It's not a great place that you really don't want to get drafted there right now, right?
Never, probably. I don't think you ever want to get drafted there, but I don't know. I mean, the only hopeful thing is because they're horrible, maybe they'll just throw them the ball a lot. because they're
Yeah.
just not good.
Well, hey man, they made a big upgrade at quarterback this year. They brought Geno Smith back.
Oh my God. Who was their quarterback? Was it Fields?
They had Fields and they had Zach Wilson, right? No, he was on the
No,
Dolphins.
that was a long time ago, I think.
Yeah, it was. It was. Who the hell came in after Fields? I can't remember now.
I
should know this.
They just bring back Mark Sanchez from jail.
Oh gosh.
He just stabs
That
people.
story still blows my mind. Like, what the heck, dude?
I mean, sometimes you do drugs.
It's just such a crazy story, man.
Yeah, that is a wild one. What about? I'm trying to think.
Oh my gosh.
Did you see the dude that got drafted by the Giants? I think was it Arvel. I don't remember his last name. The dude from Ohio State. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
They asked him who he was. I think it was like, wow, that was a crazy break. What the heck?
Yeah, that sucked.
I think that, sheesh, this slope is like Augusta. Look at this. What the? They asked him like who he was looking forward to the most. I think meeting or something on the Giants, and he said Jackson Dart. And I was like, that's so random. Oh my gosh.
Did you see the offensive lineman that the Giants drafted? And they were like, what is your message for your quarterback or whatever? And he was just like, I'll die for this shit, man. I'm gonna die for you. Dart, I got you. Like, I'll die. I was like, dude, that's a lineman that I wanna play behind that guy, bro.
Wow. No, I didn't see that one. That's hilarious. So, okay, hold on. You did bring this up and I want to revisit it. So, who do you think goes number one next year for the draft?
Arch Manning.
Way too far ahead of time prediction.
Give me Arch Manning. I think that the name alone and the hype that he had 2 years ago, I think obviously this past season, Arch Manning, the hype fell off a bit, right?
Dude, what is this?
But at the end of the season, he was playing better again. And so I do genuinely think that he could potentially still be a potential Heisman this year. And I definitely think he'll go first overall just because of all the hype and having that Manning last name.
Come on, drop in.
No, that would have been so crazy.
No, dude, what is this pin? Did you make yours?
No, mine rolled back down too.
What the fuck is this
hole
pin?
sucks.
What hole is
this?
This
Sucks.
Jeez,
15? 15's going to be a
15.
bitch this weekend.
I mean, if the hole is where it's at, it will be. So I can see Arch Manning mainly because of, hype and name and all this stuff. I still think Dante Moore goes number one, though. Or top three, depending on who's
I could
drafting.
see top three.
Yeah.
I could see top three. There are plenty of teams that need a quarterback, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I think a lot of teams are maybe waiting until this year to go for it, too.
Oh, for sure. But I'm trying to think who else will be in this class. So it'd be him, Manning. Like who else?
Jeremiah Smith will probably come out.
Yeah. Yep. I could see that one for sure. Do you think Julian Sayin will come out?
Yes. Yep.
He'll only be like a sophomore though, right? But I think he was like redshirt.
Or no, maybe last year he might have been a redshirt sophomore.
Yeah, no, maybe I think you're right. I think he's a junior, or he might be a junior. Do you think you think Underwood goes, or do you think it just kind of depends on how things go?
Underwood will be a true sophomore this year, so he can't go.
Oh shit! I keep forgetting he was a freshman.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else. Like
Trinidad Chambliss?
Dude, that guy should have been in the draft this year. I'm so surprised
it's kind of crazy.
He was able to go back. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. But that guy could be a big name this year. I mean, he was playing pretty good last season, and he's just going to be better, you would think.
Well, yeah.
There's CJ Carr out of Notre Dame. He's a good quarterback. Dude, and that guy, speaking of the video games, that guy was a freak on the dynasty mode.
Yeah.
That's who LSU was using in our league as their quarterback last season.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, he's another notable. I'm trying to think who else has good quarterback. Like the dude from South Carolina is still going to be there, right? Sellers.
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like
he got hurt last year, right?
Yeah, he has a lot of potential. No, his team just also sucked too. I mean, he might have got hurt too, but I feel like he's a really good player, but the team's just not that good. Like it's kind of a struggle bus team.
It was weird because last year they had a lot of hype. Thank you.
Yeah.
South Carolina had a ton of hype last year to potentially kind of turn things around, and then they did have injuries.
Yeah.
And then everything fell apart.
Who's
But yeah, there's Darian Mensah from Miami is a high prospect as well. Julian Sayin, like you said, I mean, there's a lot of quarterbacks, dude. It's kind of crazy.
yeah, I'm trying to think of who. I mean, Indiana. Who knows who their quarterback's going to be? It'll probably be some random ass guy. Like
I think their quarterback is somebody like a transfer from like a school that overperformed last year, kind of like what they did the year before with all those players coming from.
oh
What the hell was that school they came from? It was in the playoffs again this year.
JMU.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. I don't actually don't know who their quarterback is. I haven't really heard much about that. I'm trying to think though. Who else? I mean, LSU had. Well, who's LSU's quarterback? Do you know?
Let me see.
Did what's his name bring anyone over, or did they? I have to imagine it's probably somebody that's either transferred or like a recruit for LSU.
Yeah, it's Sam Leavitt.
Oh, from Arizona State.
I think so. Yeah.
Wow,
That guy's pretty good though.
Yeah, he's reasonable. I'll be curious to see how he plays in the with the new coach and all that stuff.
Yeah. I'll be curious to see how that team plays in general with the new coach. That's a pretty big change.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like who else is notable, like notable teams, you know, that like have good quarterbacks. I mean, I'm sure there's a handful of guys we don't even know because they're not. Oh, what about the guy from Texas A&M? I was them for our dynasty league the first year.
Well, yeah, the guy that was like he ran the ball a lot.
It's Marcel Reed.
Yeah.
I don't know though. He's not as good of a passer. Like he's very fast. It's not like he's bad at passing, but I don't know that those guys always do the best in the NFL, you know? Like
yeah, it's going to be interesting. There's also, Gunnar Stockton at Georgia who he's hot and cold.
Yeah. That's
USC's got Jaden Mayava. I'm curious about this Brendan Sorsby situation at Texas Tech because there's a lot of hype around him.
That's not the guy. That's not the guy that was there, right? It's a different person.
No. I think this is a transfer from like North Texas or something.
Oh,
but I can't remember. Don't quote me on the North Texas part, but he just checked himself into rehab, I think, for gambling addiction. So it's like,
I did see that.
Yeah. So who knows what's going to happen there?
Wow, great putt,
dude! I am making some putts all of a sudden. Where was this at earlier?
You're just making a comeback.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
These greens have just suddenly gotten tough at the end.
The last like 4 or 5 holes have been insane.
I mean, I'm gonna have to literally put this putt like way the freak out here to have a chance. Come on, go in one time.
Oh, it's got a chance.
Go in one time.
Almost.
Bastard. Yeah, it should be an I mean, I do think next year is going to be at least on the quarterback front. I don't for some of the other positions. I mean, I feel like there's always a lot of players, but I feel like it'll be a much more high profile quarterback draft next year for sure. Maybe honestly one of the stronger ones we've had in a while.
I would say so. Yeah, I mean, other than 2 years ago was huge.
Yeah.
The year with like Caleb Williams as the first pick, that was a huge quarterback year.
Wow. I don't know. Come on. We'll see what happens. What are your thoughts on the course so far after we're on 18 now?
It's whooping my ass. Honestly, here's what I like about this course. A lot of the holes, first of all, it's beautiful. A lot of these holes feel manageable. And then out of nowhere, there will just be one that's really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like that happened, I think it was hole 4. And then like hole 15 was insane. Like,
yep.
There's just been a few of them where I'm just like, holy cow, like where did this come from?
Yep.
And I think that's going to make for some great competition and some great TV.
Yeah. The one thing that sticks out to me is the amount of water. There is a lot of water in this course.
Maybe it's just because it's a video game, because sometimes that's where the realness fades away. But it doesn't feel like you have to like live and die by the drive on this course. It doesn't feel like you have to really use your driver a whole lot at all. And so I think that I would say like putting and approach shots are going to really, really be a difference maker based upon the video game experience.
Yeah.
We'll see how the actual like real life goes.
Well, and some of the placement of like when you're on the tee box and just kind of where the water is, where there's sand, it does almost make it a little more challenging to drive the ball. It's not, I don't want to say it's like super hard, but you have to be a little more thoughtful. You know, you can't just like go out and swing as hard as you want every time.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Cause like you said, there's just so much freaking water. Trees don't seem to be a huge issue, but the water does.
Yeah. Yep.
And then it's like when you go to avoid the water, there's sand traps.
Yeah. Yeah. The traps are kind of in like unique spots where they're trying to get you with them. You can tell.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But overall, fun course though. Definitely enjoyed playing it. This last hole is really kicking my ass.
Yeah, this green's a little See if we can end this on a high note here with a bird for the win.
Nail. No, you missed. I thought you hit it, dude. That was a big break at the end there.
Damn. It's okay.
Big
That was,
right to left.
I think that was for birdie though. So oh, you know what? It's a par 5.
Oh, so I parred there. No, I didn't. I bogeyed.
It's a par 4. What the heck? Why did I thought I swear it just said par 5. Oh, it was just telling us your score. That's why it said 5.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
You went 7 under. I went 8 over, so I was 15 over. Didn't hit my goal of 10.
I mean,
that's all right though. I was winning for a hole. I did have a hole. I'll win. I had the lead for a little bit.
That's true. We can't overlook that. At the very beginning, you were technically beating me on hole 1.
So, Deeb, I think what will be fun now that we've played the course. You just want to do a rapid fire, like a couple of picks for this weekend for just some various, like we can do like an outright. We can do a top 5. You want to just run through those, just top of mind?
Yeah.
All right. I'm just pulling up my my DraftKings fantasy here, so I can even say like who's playing. Once again, no Rory. Rory is apparently not playing golf other than the Masters this year.
You want to do golf though, right? That's what you're talking about?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. This looks like an interesting lineup because there's some big names in it, but then it kind of like falls off kind of quickly. It's not like all the big names are playing, if that makes sense. Obviously, Scotty's the favorite. Cam Young is the second favorite. And then Russell Henley is the third favorite, it looks like, at least as of right now.
Some stuff up here.
Yeah, you're good. I'm going to go just off rip from DraftKings. So let's do make the cut first and to try not to make it super obvious. I'm going to go with someone that is, in my opinion, has struggled this year, but had a good little stretch last year towards the end of the year. Ben Griffin to make the cut.
I like that one. Give me just a second. Sorry. You want to do make the cut?
Let's do make the cut, top 5, and then outright winner.
Okay. I don't know why I can't. Oh, there we go. Okay. So make the cut is first.
Yes.
Give me, see here. I'm going to do Ryan Fox.
Okay, I like that pick.
Kind of a random one, but he's lower, like he's 6,800 in DraftKings.
Yeah, so he's low on the budget. That's a good, honestly.
Yeah.
I might have to cop that pick for my team this year. I like that pick.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yep. Whenever I get first place, I'll give you a shout out for Ryan Fox.
You'll give me the money.
No, I'm not going to be doing that. I feel like Gary Woodland's another fun one there. That guy's he's been pretty consistent this year. He's been in the mix quite a bit.
Yep.
But let's say top 5. Who do you got for a top 5 pick?
Give me Maverick McNeely, top 5.
Nice. Okay. I'm going to go out on a ledge here. All right.
A ledge.
I wouldn't, if you're listening to this, don't bet on this unless you feel very strongly. Give me Adam Scott for top 5 this week.
Okay.
And then outright winner. Deeb, who do you got for that?
Let me think. I like Sam Burns on this one. I don't usually pick him. He's honestly not someone that I like to pick, but I just feel like he's shown some really good moments this year. And
he has,
this, as we saw there, it looks like there's going to be some tough greens, which he is a really, really good putter. So, and I think if I'm not mistaken, he also got top 20 at Harbortown as well. So he's kind of been on a little bit of a heater with the Masters, RBC, and that sort of thing. So I like him.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. You ready for this?
Yeah.
I talked about approach mattering earlier. In my opinion, I think approach is going to matter a lot more than driving this week. And I like your shout out to putting, but Colin Morikawa, he's going to win it this time.
That's fair. He was in my probably top 5 of guys that could be in the winner circle.
I've never said his name before, but it's going to happen. Well, I feel like he's got some mental resilience too that I think can really, when you watch him play, he just kind of sticks with it.
Yeah, and some back problems.
Yeah,
which apparently don't exist.
Well, he's just resilient. He just powered through them.
That's fair. Well, cool, Scott. It was fun to play some golf and beat your ass a little bit again, but you'll get there. You got to grind. It's
one of these days.
It takes time.
One of these days we'll figure it out.
It takes time, or changing the settings to be super easy.
No, I just got to actually play the game. You know what happened is last time we played, I played it for a couple of days after, and then I just kind of haven't played it since then. And so I'm still very unpracticed, but I enjoy it. Like I was saying at the top of the show here, it is a very relaxing game to just sit down and play.
Yeah.
And I know I announced a while back that we were having a second child, and that is going to happen soon. We're coming up on the final month of pregnancy, so it could really happen at any point. And maybe this will be my paternity leave relaxation game whenever I'm barely awake. The baby's asleep, or maybe I'm holding the baby and he's asleep and I'm just playing this game or something. So
he's playing.
We'll see.
He's just
he could be
moving the
playing too.
sticks.
Yeah, who knows, man? I mean, when you're that tired and things just happen.
He just plays and beats you.
Dude, funny story about that. Whenever Parker was a baby, there was a time where I like wore him. You know how like there's wraps exist.
Mm-hmm.
I had him like on my chest, and I was playing Marvel Rivals, and I was just like, dude, I cannot do this. This game is way too intense. I'm half asleep. I have a baby on me, so I have to like sit very still. And so, yeah, I think maybe PGA might be a much better game for that situation.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like you might have found your game.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
Well, cool, man. Well, unless I have a baby, we'll see you next week. If I have a baby, I'm probably not going to be on the podcast next week. And I'm just going to keep saying that till it happens.
Sounds good, man. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Thanks for joining, y'all.